absolutely in perfect shape. I mean, why, oh me. But, there's going to be help, and we are helping as much as we can. We appreciate everybody who's down there. A lot of movie our recording stars are doing benefit concerts. Chesney's home was completely destroyed on one of the outlined islands, and he didn't even care about that. He's just doing free concerts to raise money for everybody else. So we really think about those folks all the time here, and I hope you're prepared for that 8 or 9 point earthquake here in California. Hopefully that opened up your eyes. Today on the Jesse T Show, we have special guests. That's right, an up-close and personal interview of these two men. Okay, it's time to strip down to our skivvies. No, I'm just teasing. No, I'm just playing. Of course, all the girls are going, ooh, they really wanted that to happen. I know they did. Way over to the right of me, Massimiliano Turkey. Yeah, baby. The director of a brand new movie called Mayday. We're going to check out his new trailer coming up. And right in the middle, the man with the beautiful kind of ZZ Top kind of look. I like that, baby. That's right. Scott Ingrati. Man, you guys are pushing my Italian here, I haven't had to be Italian for a long time, but that's okay. We're all in the same mix. Good to have you guys along with us, and it's good to have you along with us, Max, and you've been quite busy, and we'll get about talking about that. And Scott's an actor, so we're going to kind of talk a little bit about what he's been up to, too. If you want to chime in with us, give us a call right now. Angela Capri is already checking in, and Evelyn Chastas is already checking in. I can't see the Instagram over there. My eyes just can't see it, but they're checking in over there. And, of course, we're on Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. Straight on the point, The Power of Voices. YouTube Live, The Power of Voices, Jesse Torrero. Snapchat, Periscope, Livestream, Twitter, Tumblr, Blogger, Google+. We love you. Thank you very much. We are on everywhere for your enjoyment today, and we appreciate you passing the word along. Okay, Max, let's get into this now. Look at, man, this guy has been around, folks, for about 20 years or so. 23 years. And has it been a good 23 years?
Well, you can see the gray hair, so,
You mean you got some good things and some bad things?
Exactly.
Well, that's good. I mean, 23 years ago, did you ever think, when we start our careers or the passions of our life, because sometimes folks start their passions later on in life. Sometimes they're very young children when they start their passions. For you, when you started yours, did you ever think that you would be making movies, meeting movie stars, going to premieres, directing, and doing all the creative things that you're doing now?
Well, I knew that I want to do this business since I was 14. So for me, it was like, I have to do this. So when I finally became 18, I left Italy. I came here to LA to study film with Dov Siemens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So
wow. That's a great historical name here in this town.
So I
absolutely
graduated in '94, and the day after I graduated, I opened my own company. I started making movies.
So you started right out on your own. You didn't go working for anybody or anything like that?
No.
Of course, in this business, you always end up working for a lot of people. That's how you get your experience.
Absolutely.
But you just jumped right in and said, look, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it my way.
Exactly.
That's Frank Sinatra for you see? Hey,
my way.
That's
my
right.
way, yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. Don't get me singing because I'm a hell of a great singer. And Lee will back me up on that. What are you shaking your head for? Come on now. Oh, man, he's giving this sign to me. Yeah. All right.
It's a double cut.
So now, when you started at 14 years old, I mean, what did your family say? Did they say, no, we want you to be a doctor, an astronaut, an engineer. We want you to be, a CEO of some big company. We want you to be a general in the military. Anything but the movie business.
Exactly. They were absolutely against it. I am the black sheep of the family.
Really?
My father was the general manager of Renault. The French car.
Wow.
So they wanted me.
You had a career, man. You could have just stepped right up in there.
I had. So, like I say, I waited until I was 18 with them against me, and then I moved to LA, and then, the rest is history.
Right,
The rest is IMDb history.
Well, we're going to go over the IMDb site as well, but we don't want to forget about our fella right to the right here. I mean, this is like a Bikers for Trump right here. I mean, this guy's he's got the ZZ Top look. I like it, man. No, dude, I like it. I've tried to grow my hair that long. In fact, about 5 years ago, I didn't grow my hair for 3 years, and it was down to here, and I wanted to grow the beard and the whole 9 yards. But, you know, the problem is that Mama T was getting awful pissed off and denying me late night fun. Thank you.
I understand that completely.
Yes. She goes, I just got myself in trouble again, didn't I? Oh, Lord help me. Lord help me. I do it every day. I get myself in trouble. But anyhow, got to bring on Scott Ingrati. I like that name, man. That's a cool name. What does it mean in English? Is there a translation? There may not be, but is there?
I don't know what it is. If there was one, couldn't tell you.
Well, grotto means big, large. So this must mean you're larger than life. Oh, don't you like that? $25. Thank you.
And grotto inside the grotto.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So now you're an actor, and you've done quite a number of things. And did you know at a young age, Scott, that this was going to be your thing, or did you kind of fall into it, or how did it happen for you?
You know, this was never my passion. It was not something I pursued. It was something I fell into. I was involved in the movie industry through the car business. I supplied cars for all the old Universal stuff. And at the time, I despised actors. I thought they were arrogant. Everybody that I ran across just had egos. It was not for me. Then I went through a couple changes in my career, and one of the things I retired from, one of the guys that I worked for, kind of pushed me into it. And I did a first movie about 6 years ago, and I got bit by the bug, and I've been working ever since.
Oh, Mama, don't let your sons get bit by the bug.
Yeah, it happened.
We used to say the music bug, the radio bug, the film bug, the TV bug, the journalism bug. That's the bug that just it really bites you. If you don't know what I mean, folks, it's an amazing thing. I mean,
you know, it's a blessing and a curse at the
it
same
really
time.
Is. It is. It is a blessing and a curse, because you never know when you're going to make enough dinero, but you always are going to do it because you just got to do it. It just has to happen for you. And what was your first thing that you did?
A movie called you did the porn. We won't talk about that. A movie called Safe Flight.
Safe Flight. Okay.
Yeah, it was the first movie, and I can't even remember the stars of it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
They gave me a small extra role, and the producer actually liked my look and gave me a sheet. Said, "Can you deliver these lines?" I gave it my best shot, and I worked on his next movie, his next two movies.
Yeah, that's how it works out. When you see an actor as a director, Max, when you see an actor, they may have a lot of experience, or they might be just starting out or whatever, but you can trust them and count on them. That means a lot as a director, doesn't it?
Actually, in a way, yes. What I don't do casting. I check the demo reel, or I have reference from other director. And when I read the screenplay, I have a look in my mind, and then I say, okay, Scott will be great for this role. And then I always use the same actor. We're sort of like a small family. So in all my movies, you always see the same over and over and over. And so,
well, like my grandfather did 51 years at Warner Brothers. He was hired by Jack Warner back in the 1930s, and he got on the John Wayne clique. My grandfather was a transportation man. He drove everything that had wheels, from an airplane to a tank. He could drive anything. And so he, with the Teamsters, he got on the lot at Warner Brothers. And then John Wayne, he was a big Scott-Irish. That's my mix, Italian, Spanish, Scott-Irish. But he was a big old country boy from Pana, Illinois, and that was a John Wayne kind of clique that he liked, with Ward Bond and all those guys that worked over and over and over with John Wayne. Well, it was right down to the guys who were driving the truck and pulling the cables. Does that make it an easier set for a director to work with when they're comfortable seeing people that are around them that they use over and over and over?
Yes, because you know what they can give you, and they know what you want. So it's easier on set when we are all together. And my crew is very small. We are 3 people. So there's me, my DP, and the audio guy. And we do everything. So, in that kind of set, when you don't have any extra help, it's helpful to have good actor that will do your job smoother.
Right, absolutely. So, working with people it truly is a business of who you know, isn't it?
It really is.
I mean, you have to have the talent. That has to be given.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to be able to deliver whatever it is your craft or your expertise in the creative process is. But once you're there, you just begin to build relationships with people.
It's true.
It really is. A lot of it is about the relationship. It's you get to work with the same people a couple times, and you start thinking they know how you're going to react to a situation. You know how they're going to react. Everybody gets comfortable behind the scenes, and I think that's as important as having the talent in front of the camera is having the relationship behind the camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
A comfortable set with no drama is so much easier to work on.
What's that? A comfortable set with no drama? No drama on a set? Wait a second now.
He's lying.
So let me tell you a little bit about Max. He's an award-winning director to video horror film director and producer. Horror films in China are one of the biggest grossing films of any genre. In China, with 2 billion people, they love the horror genre.
Absolutely.
Why is that? I've never been a horror picture kind of guy, but people just love that. When you're making a horror picture like with all the guts or however suspenseful, like Psycho or something like that, when you're making something like that, how do you make it different than all the other horror pictures that are there? Because it's a genre that's just been done over and over. How do you find that angle, that newness?
Usually it comes from dreams, my experience. And then it comes from idea. Of course, I watch always horror movies. So the brain, of course, get clogged by a mix of movies, and then an idea comes out. It's like, oh, maybe we can kill this guy with a chainsaw in the face. I say, okay, it can be made.
I think the kind of horror picture I'd like to do is a horror picture about everybody who fired me in a radio station. How can I kill this guy with a chainsaw in the face?
There we go.
Right?
You may see that next picture.
Oh yeah, that's on Jesse Torrero kills radio program directors who's fired him. 43 and counting.
There we go. Taking their faces and making a real Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, Lord help us. Yes. So it comes out of a dream state, huh?
Yeah, to me, yes. When
Man, I'd hate to be sleeping by you at night.
No, I'm very calm. Thank God.
I mean, all of a sudden, I'm going to wake up with a mini chainsaw.
Max, what's going on? Oh, I'm just doing a test.
Just an idea.
Sleep.
It's only an idea. Don't worry.
Well, that's a lot better than waking up by your significant other, your loved one, spouse, or girlfriend, or whatever you like, saying somebody else's name. I mean,
that is a horror story in itself.
Right there is a horror.
That's it.
That's it. Right.
That's the real horror.
Oh, the horror.
Absolutely. Now, Scott, have you done a lot of horror pictures? Has that been something that you've been cast in a lot?
I have not done a lot of them. I've done a few big ones. Working with Max is something I've always wanted to do. It's kind of an odd story how I did fall into it with him, but
well, tell us, how'd you fall in with Max? How'd you find this guy? He's from Italy, he's a good-looking guy. The girls are always running after him.
Where? I'm available.
$13.14 to you. Okay, thank you.
And more coming. So I was on the set of a fairly large movie called Death House, which has a lot of the bigger stars in horror over the years, all in it. And I've been friends on Facebook with Max for a year and a half. We chatted back and forth, and we talked about movies here and there. And it's kind of
Wait a minute. I got to interrupt here. You said you've been friends with him on Facebook, so Facebook really works.
Yeah, I gotta say, when it comes to this business, it does work. It really does.
Find me someday. Someday. Thank you. Go ahead.
So we had spoke back and forth, and he said, "I make movies, and on Facebook, you can't always believe what you read."
Right.
So I was like, okay, another guy makes movies. Here we go, right? And I got on the set with all these huge horror names, and every other conversation I heard was about, have you heard about this Massimiliano, what he's doing? Max, you're doing this. Max is doing that. And I started thinking, wait a second, maybe this guy's for real. So the first thing I did when I got home was got on Facebook saying, hi, Max, this is Scott. Remember me? I would love to talk to you about a movie. Yeah. And we started talking, and he had a movie that was coming up, and
and here we are.
It's cool, Max, because the way talent comes to you today now is so different than when you first started.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the process is it's almost become more personal, don't you? More humanity and less interference.
I agree. Before it was an article on Backstage, then they send you the headshot. There was no social media,
right?
So it was very hard. Nowadays, you just on Facebook. You just post, I'm casting this new movie, and then everybody.
Yeah, they can send you reel. You can see them right there. They're right,
Exactly.
and you can bypass that process.
Exactly.
I think casting directors, you need to become plumbers, or beauticians, or florists, because I think that job's going to kind of go by the wayside in maybe 10 or 15 years. Hey, look, I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
I never use a casting director, so
Really?
I always do my own casting. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what you want.
Exactly. It saves money,
Right.
saves time,
Right.
and in your mind you already know the character.
And it's not like you have to put a set of a bunch of extras together now, because
No.
everything's CNG.
Exactly.
As your budget goes up, everything becomes.
I hate
Yeah.
CGI. I hate
Our CGI. I mean, that really has changed the industry a lot.
I'm old school, so I like do everything as much as I can, building and everything. But
So the
CGI,
green screens and blue screens and all that stuff is not.
Nah.
Yeah.
if I need to, I do.
Right.
But I try not to.
Well, the executive producers are always so conscientious about the money being spent, and that's what CGI does.
Yes.
It allows you to cut down the cost of all of the building and the framing, but it puts a lot of guys out of work too. So there's a dual-edged blade here.
Exactly. Depending, because I like to save money, so executive producer loves me.
Right.
Because I'm not the crazy director. Say, we have to build this. I say, no, let's do everything in one set.
Right.
So the thing, that's why I try to keep working, because I save them money.
Right. Well, that's
Which is-
important. I
which is
mean,
good.
to make good films under budget, under time.
Under time.
Yeah.
I have never worked with anybody that gets things done as fast, as efficient as this guy does. It's kind of a unique thing to really see this happen. He gets this idea in his mind, he puts it together, and everybody around him knows what they're doing. It happens. It's all of a sudden you're making a movie, and the next thing you know, it's done. And that's, I think, that a word that I've learned over and over and over, and it's blazoned in my mind. It's done. We're done.
Done.
Perfect. Done.
I like next. Strike. Next. Strike it. Next. Right.
There we go.
Well, since we're talking about that, let's play this trailer now. Set this trailer up, Max, that you did. It's for a movie that you directed called Mayday, and we're going to play the official trailer. You can check it out too on YouTube. YouTube Mayday, correct?
The Day official trailer 2017.
Can I interject something here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's his first step into a mainstream movie, as opposed to the horror genre.
Okay.
His executive producer and one of his distributors had mentioned that the market is kind of taking a trend towards this type of movie, and he got this idea, put it together, and he's done.
Fantastic. I like that. Done.
Done.
All right. Lee, can we go with that? All right. Done.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Falcon Air Flight 88.
What's on your mind?
Have you actually stopped to consider that we're dealing with something supernatural?
Sit back, relax.
I'd be lying if I denied it, but I'm still trying to figure this out in the real world.
I don't want to die. Please don't let it have me.
Death is here. It's on board this plane, and it's coming after every one of us. And you, my little...
Oh, that is very cool, man. That is wickedly cool. Wow. I mean, I got goosebumps on that one. I love the whole thing in the plane and all that stuff. I mean, that is so cool. And it's got a twist in there. I saw Christy Santos in there.
Yes.
And Scott, you're in there too.
Oh, yes.
And I like the lead. I've seen him in other things.
Michael Paré.
Yeah, man, he is terrific.
That was Eddie in Eddie and the Cruiser, Streets of Fire.
Yeah, that's right.
So very, very good actor.
Wow, that is Mayday.
Mayday, coming soon.
When is it going to be distributed? When is it going to be out?
It's coming out next year. Actually, in November, it will be at the